Okay.
Yeah, now we are ready to start. Uh, so you have enrolled chilled water system, right? The design training. Okay, so whenever you start with design training, we normally start with architectural design, right? So architectural design, basically we understand how the space planning is done. Okay, say for example, if there is any plot limit, okay, based on the plot limit, how they are going to construct the projects, right? For example, there is a residential project consists of, say you have a one bedroom, two bedroom, or three bedroom studio apartment. Then you have a corridor in the center. Then you have a staircase, lift. Then you have electrical plant rooms, mechanical plant rooms. Then you have a firefighting plant rooms. Okay. Then you have a roof, chiller platform. Then you have a ground floor generator, transformer. Right. So all the equipment will be located in each and every space. Okay. So first of all, we have to design the space planning. Okay. So if you based on the site planning, okay, site planning is overall including the complete plot limit within the particular buildings, right? So here you have
Yes,
a
sir.
plot coverage area. So if you go to my guideline, what I have shared with you, you have a plot coverage area. Okay. Then you have a space technical requirement. Each and every space, how to design the staircase, how to design the lift, how to design the corridor, right? How to design the each and every space like a kitchen, pantry, toilet, okay, the bedrooms, hall, okay.
Exactly.
Then you have a garbage rooms, okay, and the parking bay. So everything you should understand, have the basic idea how to design the architectural design. So how hope you have gone through the guideline and you have understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once you thorough in the architecture design, then we are moving to the design guidance. Okay. Say for example, you have a local guidance. Say for example, the local guidance is where you're designing the project. Say for example, you're in one location. I'm in one location. Okay. That location, particular location, you should understand what is the local requirement, local guideline, right? Each and every country,
Yes,
each
sir.
and every state, each and every location, they have a local guidelines. Okay. You should comply with the local guidelines. Okay. Then we have international guidelines, say that is called ASHRAE. Like whenever we work in the building, okay, so we go with ASHRAE fundamental, right? Okay. Say for example,
Yes, sir.
if I open one of the fundamental, you can say this is the ASHRAE handbook. Okay. This is the residential cooling load and heating load calculations, right?
Yes, yes, right.
Okay. So if you go here, okay, there are different equations you will find normally for the cooling load calculations, right? Okay. So here you can see, say for example, if you go to here for the summary of heat load calculations, you will find out lot of equations, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this equation only we are learning how this equation how this equation arrived. That which I have shared with you the video yesterday. There is one lecture from one professor, right? Have you seen that video which I shared yesterday?
Yes, sir. This for the psychometric chart.
Not psychometric chart, the heat load equation which I have shared. Have you gone through my group, WhatsApp group?
Yeah, yes, I am in your WhatsApp group, and for the heat load equation, I study your notes, full notes.
No, that's fine. What I'm saying in the HVAC design group, I have shared one video, heat transfer, introduction to heat transfer, conduction, convection, and radiation. Have you seen that video?
Not fully, but half I see,
Yeah,
half
but
read.
see that video, you will understand that how this equation arrived, right? Say for example, if you talk about exterior surface above grade, you have a Q equal UA delta T, right? Q is nothing but heat, right? And this is the area, and
Yes,
this is a delta T, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, and E is the coefficient, right? The heat, the you can say, if you go further down, you can see here. So it's a U value, right? It's a U value.
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir. You value, yes,
Yeah. So that U value we have learned like how that U value came from based on the resistance, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me open the guideline. Okay. Yeah, it is the average thermal transmittance, right? That is called also known as U value, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the equation is given in the ASHRAE. Okay, so that guideline, the lecture what I have shared in the video, just to understand how this equation came and how they have derived. Okay, so that also you will understand, right? So basically you will understand the ASHRAE guideline, the fundamental, okay, fundamental how that all the equations arrive to do the heat load calculations. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Now, have you gone through the Dubai Building Code Chapter 5 to understand uh, about about the envelope, external wall, roof, floors? What is the design parameters for the glazing? What is the design parameters? Okay, the same thing is given here in the ASHRAE guideline as well. Okay, ASHRAE guideline you can go through each and every equations. Okay, if you go further, you can go here. For example, how the electric motor heat gain, sensible heat gain from the equipment, how to calculate, right, from the fundamental.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Sensible heat gain from the electrical lighting, right? This is the equation for the lighting, correct?
Sensible. Yes, sir.
Okay, now before you do the heat load calculations, okay, I hope you have gone through this document, right?
Yes, sir.
If you go through this particular form, this particular sheet, heat load calculation formula, okay, there is a formula here. This is Q equal to UA delta T, which we have seen just now.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
heat gain through the glasses, what is the equation? Heat gain through the wall, what is the equation, right? And heat gain through the
Yes, sir.
partition, what is the equation? Heat gain through the roof, what is the equation? Okay, heat gain through the ceiling and floor, what is the equation? Heat gain through the infiltration, what is the equation here? And heat gain through the ventilation air, heat gain through the outside air, heat gain through the people, okay, heat gain through the kitchen appliances, heat gain through motors,
Yes, sir.
heat gain through the electrical equipment, heat gain through the lights, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this equation came from where? Came from ASHRAE fundamental, right?
Right, sir.
Okay, so this ASHRAE fundamental, if you go here, this is the equation Q equal to sensible heat gain, because electrical light is a sensible heat. There are two type of heat. One is a sensible heat and another one is a latent heat. Correct? So this all equipment
Yes,
which
sir.
comes in sensible heat gain. So how to calculate sensible heat gain? There is a equation Q equal to electrical heat gain in BTU per hour. W is nothing but total light wattage, and F is nothing but
Yes, sir.
lighting use factor. Then FSA is nothing
Yes.
but lighting special allowance factor. 3.41 is the conversion. So basically, by using this equation, you can able to calculate Q. Okay. Similarly, for the equipment, for the electrical equipment, how to calculate? Okay. So similarly, for the human being, how to calculate? Everything is given in the ASHRAE guideline. See, for example, this is the people. How to calculate people heat gain? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that understanding you should have. Okay. So I request you to go through this particular guideline, chapter 18, non-residential cooling and heating load calculation. Just go through whatever the document here, and also I request you to go through residential cooling and heating equation. Okay. Just to go through go through the just definitions, and also try to find out the equations here. Okay, see for example,
Sure, sir.
basic relations. What is this equation? Q equal CSQ delta T. Okay, so this is the
Okay.
basic relationship. Okay, for the equations. Okay, here you can see the total Q is nothing but sensible heat plus latent heat, right?
Right, sir.
Okay, so then your design conditions. The initial setup in the loading is selecting indoor and outdoor design conditions. So basically, you understand how the indoor conditions, how the outdoor conditions, right?
Right, sir.
Okay, then you can say there are different equations like this is for the air leakage rates, air change per hour equations, infiltration for the infiltration.
Sir, ACH is air changes per hour, but what is
Yeah,
the V? Is it volume?
volume. Yes, it is given here. Building volume, feet cube, right?
Oh, sir.
Okay. So I request you to practice all this guideline. Okay, just go through the guideline to understand how to how that equation is arrived. Right. Say for example, this is the equation. Okay, for the distribution losses. Can you see here? There is a distribution losses. This is the equation. What is the equation? Q equal distribution loss. Okay, that is what you are going to calculate. What is that? F is nothing but duct loss per gain factor. Okay, Q is total bending load. So this is the heat distribution losses. Okay, whenever the duct pass through the one end to another end, right? When the air flows through the ducting, okay, what will happen? There is a cold air passing through the ducting, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So due to the length of the duct, there will be some losses to the external. Okay, so that losses we are going to calculate by
Exactly.
using this equation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you have a little bit basic understanding of the cooling load calculations. But before you go to the cooling load calculations, you will also study the psychometric chart, right? Psychometric design.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that psychometric design, I have shared with you one guideline. Okay, based on say for example, you have a train or carrier, right?
Yes, both.
So have you gone through the psychometrics to understand what is psychometrics? Okay, what is the properties of air and vapor? Okay, the building the psychometrics, like what is the dry bulb temperature, wet bulb temperature, specific volume lines, dew point temperature. Have you gone through this guideline?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you take one paper and I will give you some assignments. Can you come back with assignments next class? Just take one paper, just note down.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay, next class when you come when we meet next time or when we discuss next time, uh, make a video, make a one paper. Okay, can you draw the psychometric chart and mention that what is a dry bulb line, which is a wet bulb line, and what is the relative humidity line? Okay, and what is the humidity ratio, what is the dew point temperatures, what is the specific volume, right? Can you
Okay,
make a
sir.
picture? Can you make a picture in your paper and with the unit along with the units? Okay, which is dry bulb temperature? What is a unit? Relative humidity? What is a unit? Okay, dew point temperature? What is a unit? And humidity ratio? What is a unit? Can you make a picture and share me that WhatsApp picture?
Sure, sir.
Okay. Now the heat load equations. Okay, based on ASHRAE fundamental. Okay, based on the go through the chapter 17 and chapter 18. Okay, can you write whatever the equations related to these equations, right? For example, here you have equations, heat load calculation formula, right?
Okay.
Okay, this equation came from where? Can you put that reference? Say for example, if you go to if you go to say for example, this is the heating load for the all above grade surface exposed to outside outdoor conditions, walls, door, ceiling, raised floors, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this equation is from ASHRAE. So that is the same equation it is given here also, right?
Okay.
Okay, can you search all these equations and along with the ASHRAE reference number, can you make a paper and write all the equations related to the heat load? Whatever you do the heat load calculations, what is the data required from the ASHRAE? Can you make a note with a reference number?
Sure, sir. No problem.
Okay, just for you to get some idea. Okay, when you do the heat load calculations,
No problem.
I do the heat load calculations. Say for example, I do based on UA delta T. But this came from where? Which ASHRAE standard? What is the reference number? Go to ASHRAE standard number, search that one, and try to write that reference number. Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So then the psychometric chart. Okay. Then after that, I will give you one more exercise. If you go to chilled water system, okay,
Okay.
introduction to chilled water. Okay, here chilled water. Okay, here if you go further down, okay, okay, can you make exercise? Can you come up with the type of chillers? Can you just note down the questions?
Yes, sir.
Type of chillers, okay, and the chiller component. What is there in the chiller components? Okay, and
Sure,
type
sir.
of compressors. Just note down type of compressors,
Okay, sir.
type of condenser,
Okay, sir.
type of evaporator, okay, type of expansion valve.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
go to this guideline, introduction to chilled water system, this guideline, and try to search whatever the answers for our assignment. Okay.
This chiller garden you share with me, sir?
Yeah. Okay. If not, I will share with you. No problem. But try to do this exercise. Okay. First of all, when you do the chilled water system calculation, right, you are going to have a chiller calculation, right? Chiller calculation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But chiller is calculation means what? Based on the heat from the building, right? When you say 1000 kilowatt chiller,
Yes, sir.
that means the 1000 kilowatt heat is available in the building, right?
Yes.
So that heat only you are going to calculate. Okay, that heat how to calculate? By using this heat load calculations, right?
Yes, sir.
So the heat comes from where? Comes from glass, comes from the wall, comes from the partition, through the roof. The heat
Yes.
come from through the ceiling, infiltration. So you are going to calculate all the heat, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the different type of heat? You have a sensible heat and latent heat, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so to understanding, can you write down what are all the sensible heat and what is the latent heat? Can you give me an example in the next assignment? What is sensible load? Which equipment, which category comes under sensible load? Which category comes under latent load? Can you make a uh, uh, make a write up?
Uh, yes, sir. Sensible transformer generator.
Yeah, just
Static
note down,
system.
note down. Then we will discuss next
Yes,
class.
sir.
What you understand, I will clarify. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And can you also write down what is internal load and what is external load?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Whatever assignment, when you stuck in the assignment, ask me through the WhatsApp. Okay, and to write down. Okay. So these are the basic understanding before you go to the chiller calculations. Okay. You cannot go chiller calculation directly. Okay. You should understand what is the heat inside, what are the type of heats. Okay. Internal heat, external heat. Okay. Sensible load, latent load. Okay. So these are the basic understanding you should have. Then what about psychometric chart understanding? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yesterday I have seen one video. What is thermal comfort? Have you seen that video?
Yeah, this I will complete today, sir. Inshallah.
What is thermal comfort? Okay. Go to the group. I have shared some of the videos. Whatever the video I have shared, try to watch without missing because that is the basics of thermodynamics. Okay.
Sure, sir.
When you have that understanding, then we can discuss further. You will get more knowledge, more idea. Okay, how to do the chiller calculations. Otherwise, it will be just value.
Sure, sir. No problem.
Okay, so I have given you some assignments, sir. Practice that assignment. Then when we meet next week, we will just refresh. Okay, we will refresh what you learned so far and where you are missing. Then we will improve your skills. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay. We'll meet next week. Okay. Ready? Come with assignment. Come with assignment. Proper assignment. And whenever you stuck in the assignment, ask me in the WhatsApp. Clear?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you next week.